All right, everyone, we're back again. Another edition of Give Me Some Space to Introduce Myself, part two. And I have with me the lovely Miss Christine Lee. She has been making waves on my parts of the town. I'll say that. She's been making waves. Just a true inspiration. I've been trying to follow her journey, follow her story. She is remarkable, and I'm going to let her come in her own way. But I will say, if you are looking for inspiration and motivation on your journey and how to make it in life and achieve what you want to achieve, she is definitely someone that I would recommend following. So, Miss Christine Lee, if I had to say, or I had to ask the question, who is Christine Lee, and explain maybe the last 5 years or so up until this point of your life, like how would you describe that?
Well, I am a child of God, absolutely, and that's something I boldly talk about. Just my faith.
Right, right. I
I'm
like
a
that.
mother, yes. So I make sure I always keep that in the forefront of people knowing that about me.
Mhm,
Because God played a major role in these past 5 years of my life.
mhm.
But a mom. I have two beautiful children, Serene and Micah. Um, I'm a daughter, a, a leader, a mentor, and I believe that's what I'm doing now as far as like really walking it out in my purpose, like
Mhm.
when it comes to really being called to being a leader. And when I say that, going back now to walk you through like these past 5 years, I dealt with a lot when it comes to, I lost my dad to diabetes.
Wow, wow.
My mom has had complications when it comes to high blood pressure.
Mhm.
So even with that, it has led her to have multiple strokes because of the high blood pressure. And then uh, which then leads me to now having to take care of her. I had to move her into my home,
Mhm.
getting her situated, making sure she has all her medical, needs and stuff like that. So with
Right.
that, it has played such a huge role in me taking this seriously when it comes to health and wellness,
Mhm.
because I had also my own journey. We're backing it up now. This is way past the 5 years.
We could do it.
I
We could
had,
do it.
yeah, I had my issues when it came to alcohol abuse.
Okay.
Um, so, and I can say those beginning of these, like you said, last 5 years, I had self-published my book, 10 Years in a Bottle, to
Okay.
actually talk about the alcohol abuse, victory over alcoholism, so
Mhm.
being able to really overcome that. So it's been very personal for me and why I have made the decision most recently, to step away and fully pursue health and wellness.
Okay. That's impressive. Like that's a lot to go through and even overcome. And you said something about your purpose and being called to be a leader. Like what hit you, or what came to you to say, hey, like this is my calling to be a leader?
You know, I feel like we don't go through all of these things and these life experiences to keep them to ourselves.
That's
So if we were really able to overcome something, or so-called, like, and not so-called, to actually like be delivered from things, like me personally, like I said, with my struggle with alcohol abuse,
mhm.
we can't overcome all of these things and then not share with someone else
Right.
or give them the tools, to help them or even prevent them from making the same mistakes that you've made.
It's
So
true.
with that is why I say, I have to be vocal about how prevalent, God has moved and been in my life, and also be transparent, about, people can
Right.
look at you on social media and it just look like you're always in a winning season when that's not true.
That's true.
And I know we can pick and choose what we share, but for me, I tend to like to share the ugly parts.
Right.
That way when you see me out here stunting, it's all it's all for good reason though,
Mhm.
and it's genuine and it's a celebration.
It is. It is. And I love the transparency thing because being in this field, in this lane, as far as inspiring and motivating, a lot of times it does get overlooked that we are human. We have
Yeah.
natural emotions and we have obstacles to overcome ourselves. So that's very good. And with that being said, as far as the obstacles and everything you overcome, like what made you say the time is now for jumping into this fitness thing full time? Like what was your mindset before that, and what said, hey, okay, I'm doing this now?
I have to say, I'm watching my kids get older.
Mhm.
You know, I have a freshman in college. My daughter's 18. You know, she's at JSU,
Wow.
and she's pursuing a nursing degree. But as I look
Uh-huh.
at my children get older, you know, I tend to look, they had a chance to watch mom struggle. And I mean, go through some stuff, you know, all the
Right.
way from fighting through the alcoholism, fighting through depression, um, financial issues, all of those things, to now fast forward and say, man, I'm taking control, you know, of these things. And I'm able to show them victory as well. Everything isn't a struggle. Now there's light at the end of the tunnel, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and not just that, it's a matter of, as I get to look around, it's heartbreaking to see the condition that our people are in when it comes to how we take care of ourselves.
Hmm.
You know, it's like, it seems like all of the wrong things are glorified. You know,
Right.
the eating crazy, you know, I get it. But it's just like all out, we're going to spend, we're going to do whatever, we're going to be careless. But what happened to taking care of ourselves? What happened to
Right.
people promoting that? So for
Yes.
me, and then even in that, I saw that there was a void when it comes to, I see some of our, it seems like sex sells. And even when you look at like things that are out here for fitness, every
Right.
time you turn around, it's a girl. And it, hey, to each his own. It's just, I felt like there was a need when it comes to the health and wellness field with keeping things wholesome, keeping it where you don't have to do all of that. You
Right.
know, being able, because like I said, I'm a mom, I have children, and there are women where everyone doesn't subscribe to that mindset. And I
True.
wanted to show that it's possible. Like there's a real person, which is me, who is able to show you you can be attractive. You can like to look good and feel good about yourself, but let's keep it classy. Let's also, um, when I think rich, I think my body as well. Everything
Hmm.
isn't just money. I think health is wealth. Like, what good would it do to become a millionaire and you're dying because of something that we could have prevented, you know?
True.
So it's like
Yes. Yes.
really knowing I have a responsibility in our community to make sure I promote a healthy lifestyle. I promote understanding. I know what it's like, so I have a past.
Right.
So it's not coming from a judgmental standpoint. It's more so coming from, hey, been there, done that. Let me
Mhm.
show you how to change it up, you know,
Yes.
and really live a whole life. So I feel like I'm this walking post child of, I know what it's like to not take care of yourself. I watched my parents decline. Now let me show you the healthy way to live and live a fun, good life.
I like that. I really do like that. I always like when you can come from a perspective of, your experiences. It's not nothing you've heard, but like I say, you're talking
Exactly.
about things you've actually been through. So you've seen these things, you've been through
That's
these
right.
things. So I love that. I love that. So okay, going more into your fitness as far as, okay, so what do you do? What do you specialize in? Like, who do you train? Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. So for me, my passion are women and children. I
Okay.
train women and children. So right now I do boot camp style classes, and it's for women. And I would say it's mainly my group is more so beginners to intermediate training, where I'm
Okay.
trying to get them back in the groove. You know, I'm trying to really touch and help the women who they feel like they have completely fallen off. And it could have been from a life-changing experience, whether it was
Mhm.
childbirth, surgery, an accident, things like that. Or even just a lot of women too talk about depression, where they may have had some lifestyle changes and depression sunk in, and now they just let themselves go. So I feel like I have taken the responsibility to, hey, let's get you back on track. Let's get you active. You know, so I'm even kind of where I'm just trying to get these ladies moving,
Yes,
and that itself can be a challenge because we may commit when we're on a high, and it's usually around New Year's. You know, it's
it
just like,
is.
oh, I got it. And then what happens when that goes away? So that's where I come in to say, hey, let's stay consistent. Let's get active. And I'm also in the works of, aside from those women's classes, taking it further to where I can even do postpartum. So say
That'll
after
be
the
good.
child, yeah, so after childbirth and everything, I know the appropriate exercises to do. I know the appropriate things to do to stay active in a healthy and safe manner, you
Mhm.
know? as well as nutrition. So by the summer, I'll have my nutrition certification where I can do the meal, planning and
Yeah,
helping people, because that's a huge part. It's not just, and mainly that's the main part people miss. It's all about what we put in our body.
right.
And that's why I called my company Inside Out. It's about, it literally is from the inside out. What we put in our body, what we do with our body is what we're going to get out in return.
True. That's true. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that whole approach. I've never heard that, somebody in that particular lane before. So I definitely feel like you're gonna have so much success with that. And I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing it grow so much. So has fitness always been like a staple for you, or did you get into it later on, or how did that start?
I feel like I've always been active. I loved and I don't know if you're familiar with the sport, but I grew up, I'm born and raised New York, right? So
Okay.
live right by the Hudson River. So a major sport up north is called crew, which is rowing. So I don't know
Okay.
if you
Okay.
like the style where, I rowed in high school where we did a 2-man boat. So that's where there's 2 people in a boat,
Mhm.
4 or 8. So the sport is crew. I did that in high school. When I left high school, I was in the Army, so very active in the military.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I just always like to just maintain being active. So I wanted to take it a step further with actually getting my credentials, and getting certified. So we're now not just me being active, but I can help others.
Right. That
Yeah,
that's good. So even through, like you were saying, the alcohol abuse, like you still had a foundation that was laid, you know,
yeah,
that eventually came back to the forefront. So it was always the foundation and the structure that was laid. That's what I love to see, as no matter
yeah.
what you go through, like you have that solid foundation and it's gonna come out, and
That's
it came
right.
back out and blossom you into who you are now. So I definitely love that. And
Thank you.
what's your inspiration and motivation for doing this every day? Like, what wakes you up in the morning? Because we all have those days where it's like, you may not feel like moving. It's like, man, this bed feels good. I may not want to, train today. Like, what keeps you going?
Well, I know what this is the most amazing feeling. Although I can get all the applause and people just singing their praise to me, to see how my children tell me like they're proud of me,
Yeah,
like for my children to witness me leave my full-time job and take this on, and this is all I do, like that is everything. I think like when you're in that, like you said, the moment of I don't feel like it, your children give you this different type of fire, and it's just
yeah,
like I gotta get it, you
right,
know. On top of, let's be real, as an entrepreneur, if you don't move, you don't eat.
true,
And that's honestly how I look at it. I look at it like I gotta get it. There is no check coming in if I'm not out here getting it.
right,
That's one. But aside from my children, and then also I have to make this happen,
yeah,
are the people. Because this comes from a genuine place where I know that my work is actually changing somebody's life.
right. That's
Yeah,
that's good. That's good because I always like to tap into that. Like, what's your motivation? Like, what gets you up? Because a
yeah,
lot of people that's where they kind of struggle with that mindset. How to really change that mindset and tap into what really drives them and motivates them to get it done every day. And that's good because I can't
yeah.
imagine. Um, what did it feel like? When you said, "Hey, I'm doing this full time. Like I'm leaving my job today." Like, how did you come up with a date? Like, okay, this is my last day over here. Like, what what went through your mind with that?
What you even saying that? This is so funny. So I actually had it very planned out.
Okay,
I said, so I turned 40 this year. Okay. Actually, this month.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Happy early
So
birthday.
you. So on the 25th is my 40th, right?
Right.
I actually intended to leave my job on my birthday. Like, this is my birthday present to me. I got to get it. For
Yeah.
40, I'm going into entrepreneurship full blown.
Right.
Okay. But in prayer, because I do believe in also, I make sure I consult God with everything I do.
That's good.
Literally, I had different people speak to me saying, it's gonna come and it's gonna come. Because I was telling people my intent to want to go as an entrepreneur, but
Right.
people were speaking to me already and saying, you know what, it's gonna happen before you think. I didn't tell them the date, but they were like, it's going to happen sooner. And I was like, okay. Sure enough, it was the very end. It was around Thanksgiving time.
Mhm.
So right around Thanksgiving time, I was able to make that decision where God was like, no, it's going to be top of the year. You're going into this top of the year. So I gave my job. Whew, I gave my job that resignation. When I tell you, I had bubble guts
Ooh,
typing
I
up that
bet.
resignation letter.
I bet.
Like, seriously, I was just like, whew, like, it was just like, you're
Yeah.
really about to do this. So I typed up that letter and I gave it to my supervisor. And after that, I cried like tears of joy. Because when I
Okay.
say that's a power move and the scariest move of your life,
Yes.
it felt amazing. So I told them, I said my date was the third, what was it? I said the very end of December was my last day. So I was going full blown January 1st as an
To the new
entrepreneur.
year, you were going into it.
Yes, I did it.
Ooh, man.
I did it.
I love it. I love it. And
Yeah.
from could you tell like that God's influence was over it as soon as you started? Like, could you see like as soon as you put that letter in January 1st, like you going into it, could you see like, okay, I did it. Like this is where I'm supposed to be.
I'm telling you, yes. Yes. It was like God was like, that's all I was waiting for. I was just waiting for you to commit. When I say the doors, did my video go off? Okay. When I say the doors busted open, it was just like, that girl, that's all I needed. I just needed you to just give me the yes.
Yeah.
People were just coming to me like, I was waiting for you to do this.
Wow.
Yes. That's how it happened, really. It was just overwhelming to see people just blowing my inbox up, wanting to train with me.
Yes. That's incredible. Like I love that story. Like I love that. Like I was on Facebook and I remember I think you had put a post up saying that you had, put your letter in and you were jumping into it. And I sat there
Hey,
reading it and I was like, yo, like I'm just gonna like the post, but like I start processing. I was like, yo, like this is major. Like, cause I love to see people like bet on themselves. Like this is you, like
yes,
all bets on me. Like I control this. So this is me. Nobody else controls this. Like I'm betting on myself and I'm gonna
that's
win.
right.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh, I love that. I love that. So I would say, in closing, I always like to do like a kind of like a motivational spiel. So I would say, if I had to ask you, like maybe it's a little girl out there right now who maybe she may be on track to be the next, Christine Lee. Like she may be stuck in a place right now, don't really know exactly where to turn. The path that you were on, and you know how you felt during those moments.
Yeah.
Like, what could you tell her right now? What would you say to her to like push her on through to keep her going?
Okay. I know for sure I would tell that girl that the world needs you, and the world needs you as you are, as is.
Mhm.
Not you trying to mimic the next anybody, but who you are. There's something in you that no one else can offer. And you have to appreciate that. You have to protect it right now. And you have to nurture it, because your future self will thank you, you know? And the
Yeah.
people around you will be so inspired and motivated by the real you.
Mm.
So don't be distracted by what's happening on social media. Don't be influenced by things that how it may look. You have to just focus on you and what God has told you to do,
Mm.
because that is what the world needs.
I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Christine Lee, I definitely appreciate you gracing us with
Thank
your
you.
presence. We look forward to seeing what you do in the future. I
Thank you.
know this is only just the beginning. Like, what's gonna happen in the future. Like you can't even believe it yet. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. I definitely enjoy following your story.
Thank
I
you.
would, I'm a fan from afar, you know.
I
And I look,
appreciate
I look, I look forward to it. And if I can help you in any way, always reach out to me and let me know anything. I
it. Thank you so much. I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
thank you as well. And we will do it again. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some space to introduce myself, part two, Miss Christine Lee. Thank you guys.
Thank you.